Welcome to Teen Tip Tuesday, demonstrating everyday life skills. The more we know, the better we live. Brought to you by OSU Extension.
Hello, my name is Joseph Majorano. Ohio State University employs me as an extension educator in Harrison County, Ohio. Thanks for viewing today's Tip Tuesday. Teen Tip Tuesday is developing cultural intelligence. This is a strategy to help us to better develop relationships with people who differ from us. So, have you ever noticed as you travel away from your home or your family or community that you may start to see people who differ from you, who do things differently? And so, some of those ways that people differ, there's lots of ways that people differ, but I want to talk about three today. One way is genetic or physical differences. So you may notice that people's hair color is different, their hair texture is different, different eye colors, some things that we can't see, people's hearts. Some people's hearts work differently from others, or their legs may work differently. Another difference is ethnic differences. Ethnicity is one's national heritage, or where one was raised or grew up. So my national heritage is I was born in the United States of America, and I was raised in northeastern Ohio. So that would be my ethnicity. A third difference are cultural differences. Cultures are social groups of people in which the members have similar beliefs, values, and assumptions. And so a simple way that helps me to remember cultures is to think about how groups of people do things. Is cultural differences. So as we think about maybe developing relationships with people who are different from us, one thing that can influence that, I think, is how we look at or view or conceptualize those differences. One way to conceptualize those differences is to look at people who differ from us and judge those ways of being based on ourselves. So the way someone dresses, I would compare or use myself as the standard as for how people should dress. If I see those differences, then sometimes I would conceptualize those differences as deprived or deficient or less than me. When people have a deficit view or perspective of differences, they don't often tend to reach out and develop relationships with those people. They want to maintain distance from them. Another way to look at differences is to look at someone who is different from us and to not judge or use ourselves as a standard, but to just see those differences as being different. People who have a difference kind of concept of differences between people often may more want to reach out and get to know people or develop relationships and maybe even develop relationships with them. And so, but if we don't know those people and we just have an idea about the culture or some of their background, then there's a strategy known as cultural intelligence. Cultural intelligence would suggest that if we can get to know about groups of people or the culture of those groups of people, then we can have an entry point in developing relationships with them. So say, for example, someone from New Zealand is moving into your neighborhood or coming to your school. You could go, and you've not met these people yet, so you could go do research on people from New Zealand and find out a really stereotypical understanding about people from New Zealand and their cultural ways of being or their ethnic ways of being. And so then when those youth would come to your school or the family would move into your neighborhood, you could interact with them. For example, you may find out that people from New Zealand greet each other with a clasp of the hands. And so when this family moves into your neighborhood, you reach out, instead of reaching out your hand to them, you would clasp your hands to greet them. Now, cultural intelligence also suggests that we want to get to know individuals, because even within a culture, individuals do things a little bit differently. And so one of those family members from New Zealand may reach out her or his hand to shake your hand. And that would be a difference that you could, note in your mind. So in summary, people are different, and how we want to engage with people is really best if we can know that everyone is different and value those differences simply as being different. But as we get to know cultures and groups of people, almost stereotypical knowledge, and we find out about those individuals, then we can really start to develop relationships, get to know each other, and even begin to start to develop friendships with each other, even people who are different from us. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.